Hi, guys.
How's it going?
Hello.
Good. I just want to kick it off with Ridley. Ridley, growing up, my father literally told me the only movie I have to see first in my life is Gladiators. What made you want to bring this movie back 24 years later? Were you nervous?
Well, two things. Bringing it back, it kept not going away. It kept evolving, and it took on its own culture, actually, and its own life. When a film runs on and on and on for 20 years, and you get being told that I've watched the film 50 times, you better start paying attention. So it needed to have not closure, but evolution. So I finally got into saying, what is it going to be? And here we are. We made an evolving number 2. There probably will be eventually a number 3, almost inevitably, right?
Yeah, that's the best news
What
ever.
was the second part of your question?
Were you nervous?
No, I'm never nervous, but I'm too experienced to be nervous now, but expectant, on your game. I'm more on my game, right? Nervous. Maybe that's attached to being slightly nervous. Yeah.
Well, the movie was phenomenal, and I just want to say you did a phenomenal job casting Paul. Paul, I've been a fan ever since Normal People. You always pick such great characters, such complex. How was it going into this character? Were you nervous to, let's say, become the next Maximus?
Well, he's not the next Maximus. I think that's the point of the film. Like he becomes a leader, similar to Maximus, but I think when I saw it, I was relieved that there was something in it for me to play. There was a complexity to Lucius that evolves. He begins as one thing and ends. He couldn't end further on the scale, further away from where he starts. And I'm new to this, but I'm also been doing it for 8 years now, and I know my way around building a character and kind of modulating it as it goes. So when I saw what was going to be required, I knew that it was going to be something different, but also there was an emotional landscape that was exciting to me in Lucius.
He's very emotional, and I think it took a lot physically and mentally. How did you prepare for such a role?
You prepare kind of like it's a two-pronged attack. One is the physical preparation, and then which is you go to the gym and you work hard at that, and Ridley and Paramount give you the food to eat, and you go in and you kind of just batten down the hatches and you're disciplined and all of those things, and that's massively important. And then there's the other side, which is the prep for the character, which is sitting down, going into a blind panic about where to start, and then you just start cycling it. And as Ridley said, it's a script writing process. You're writing the character for yourself. You're building it up from there, and then you start having conversations with your director, and you start shooting.
That's amazing. Now, Ridley, the thing that I loved most about this movie is that you kept a lot of the DNA from the last movie, kind of like paying a bit of a homage to it, like this scene with the sword in the sand and where Lucius holds the sand. Was that intentional? Did you mean to do that?
Well, it was essential because it rang a bell in the mind of the woman who, in essence, was his mother. And it was a part of the DNA of Maximus in the battlefield way back in Germania, in Germany. He kneels and takes mud in his hand and smells it because he knows that day he could die in that mud. He wants to smell it because it may be the ground he's buried in. So that was my idea to Russell. It's the only thing that Russell thought was a good idea, actually. Right. But then it becomes a DNA of him as a habit. So now in that coincidental, let's say, DNA of Paul, I like to believe that maybe that trickles down to his need to feel where he is, so he smells the dirt. That rings a bell with Connie.
That's so true. I literally got goosebumps when I saw this scene, so thank you.
That's great. That's great.
For putting it in.
Because when you do that, you think, is that a bit corny or not? But, audiences are curious, and I tend to be over judgmental on an audience, and I think I could be a little bit more obvious.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you did it. I like that it's obvious. It just takes you back and creates this connection between both movies. So thank you so much for that. Now, I know the three, let's say, main themes of this movie is revenge, love, and power. If I asked you to rate them from the most powerful to the least, which one would it be?
Revenge, love, and power. I would say Love being number one, power, and then revenge.
Same thing for Ridley as well.
I would do power last. I'll do revenge first.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll do
then
revenge.
love too.
Then evolution to, oh my God, it is my mother. And then hating her because he wants to believe that she discarded him. But deep down he knows she didn't.
Yeah.
But that's why he screams at her, get out, because he still wants to punish her.
Well, thank you so much. Again, what an absolute honor. I'm so happy for this movie. Thank you so much.
Thanks very
Thank you,
much.
John.
Thank you, guys.
Virgin Radio.